Rutherford Issues with Bryan Barrett on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at WGNSradio.com.
And our program here today is presented by Middle Tennessee Electric. Want to take charge of your energy bill? Well, download the free MyMTE app. Track your usage, pay bills, and even report outages right from your phone. Well, taking charge this morning from the Better Business Bureau, joining is James Pri, who was not on last time because I didn't check my email. So, sorry about that. How are you, James?
I'm doing good today, Brian. How you doing?
I'm good. I checked my email. I emailed you first this morning.
There you go. We are good to go.
Well, I know it's been a minute, so how are things in the BBB world?
I mean, they're actually really great, Brian. We're busier. What do they say? The one-legged man in a butt-kicking contest, you know?
I like that.
But today talking about, the clutter and stuff we get in our emails and all the stuff in our life, we're going to talk a little bit about decluttering your house, because we're still technically in winter, but spring is coming up really quick. And so with spring, a lot of people get into spring cleaning. And so now's a good time to clean out your home, organize your living spaces. But, what do you do with things like clothes that you're not going to use anymore, furniture, exercise equipment, maybe that you bought in January, you're already done with, household items, or electronics you're not using anymore. There's a lot of marketplaces out there you can sell this stuff. You got Facebook Marketplace, you got Craigslist, you got eBay, you got Poshmark. There's all kinds of places to sell things online. But how do you safely do that and get this stuff where it needs to go and protect yourself from scams, safeguard your personal information, get secure payments for the things that you're going to sell? And, alternatives to selling, such as swapping or donating and that kind of thing. So with all that being said, I kind of feel like one of those news shows where you give all the highlights and they don't give you any of the details, and you're going, story at 11, check in. And we'll tell you we'll tell you about it right after this. Right. But you don't have to wait.
Okay.
So here we go. How to stay safe when making online sales. One, make sure you choose an appropriate platform when you're doing this. NerdWallet recommends that you think about what you're selling, the type of product, online, what marketplace does it suit the best, and there's dozens of different places you can sell it from. I mean, something that's really inexpensive or heavy, marketplace is really good because you can do it locally. But then if you have something that's worth some good money and, you want to open up the market a little more, you got things like eBay, and some of these other companies or platforms that you can use. So, kind of check them all out first. You can actually go to bbb.org and check out the companies. Of course, you can go online and see what reviews and these different companies are getting. Check the platform's refund and dispute policies and understand how the platform handles refunds and disputes and chargebacks. Be aware what timeframes are for reporting issues, documentation, evidence that may be needed if a buyer files a dispute, that kind of thing. This kind of falls back into the thing we talk about all the time, where before you engage with a business, try to call their customer service department. If you can't get the customer service department up front, I probably would not engage with the company overall.
Or especially don't expect to hear from them when you have a problem.
Right. If you can't get them before the fact, you're not going to get them after the fact. Use secure payment methods. Stick to payment methods offered by the platforms, as they have, security measures in place to do it. Avoid accepting checks or wire transfers. Those are common methods that scammers use all the time to manipulate sellers. And of course, I would highly recommend staying away from Bitcoin. As we've said in the past, Bitcoin's all over the place, but unless you know what you're doing with Bitcoin, I would recommend you find a different alternative when it comes to dealing with your money, making payments or accepting payments.
Just because you see at some place that you shop, or you have seen a like a Bitcoin machine that looks like an ATM machine or whatnot, just because you've seen one doesn't mean that there aren't some tricks of the trade, I guess.
Right. Know the worth of your products and price them appropriately. Determine the value. You can actually search for different things that people are selling online and kind of get an idea of what they're going for. If you're selling an item that's never been used and still original packaging, remember that technically it's still coming to the buyer secondhand, so you need to charge a little less for it overall. But the other thing we're coming up on tax refund season. So you might be having, you might have something right now that you go, I've really been wanting to get rid of this and I want to get it at the best price. And then of course there's people who are getting tax refunds and they're going, I've really been looking for one of those and now I have a little extra money. So between now and April 15th are really good times to buy and sell products. I don't know if anybody's heard this before, but this is actually like Christmas time for the used car market, because a lot of people go out there and I got some extra money, I'm going to get some new cars. It's also a really great time for home remodels and upgrades and that kind of stuff. People get a few $1,000s and go, I finally want to get that bathroom remodeled, or I want to get that kitchen done or whatever. So if you're looking to spend your money that way, again, go to bbb.org. Make sure you check out the businesses who provide those things that you want to spend that hard-earned tax refund money on as you get it this year.
We've got James Price joining us today with the Better Business Bureau. And if you are decluttering this spring and have plans to maybe sell some of your items online, got some tips. James has been going over several things here this morning to consider. What else you got?
So another thing too is like if you have a high price item, go get an appraisal on it, especially if you're selling jewelry. But again, be very cautious about how you sell that and how you're going to do it. You might want to meet people in person in a public place. If you're going to do that, you might even want to meet somebody if you're selling jewelry at the jewelry store who gave the appraisal. And if the person looking at it doesn't want to buy it, the jewelry store might. Never can tell. Make a quality listing. Without a good listing, you may not sell your items. So make sure that, you have good images, clear, accurate description of the product. The better the ad for your product, the more likely you are to get responses. Consider the timing ahead of relevant holiday seasons. We've already talked about tax refund season, exercise equipment in January, and now you're going to spring cleaning. People might want to get rid of it. They already bought it. No, I'm not using this. It's out of here. Prepare items for sale before you pack shipping and prepare. Make sure I would take photos of whatever it is you're sending to make sure that you have a record of it. But make sure things are wrapped up and protected. Understand the fees of the online marketplace you're dealing with. Know how much you're going to have to pay for that. And then we talked about consider swapping or donating items. If you decide not to sell it, there's a lot of places that will take that stuff and they'll turn it around for a donation where they can use that. Think of the local places like Habitat for Humanity and Greenhouse Ministries, and I'm sure, Brian, you probably have a whole list of those around here that people can donate to that helps out our local people. Yeah,
another being Steered Straight Furniture and Thrift on MLK Junior Boulevard. So, and those go to nonprofits, the proceeds. So that's a good way. And a lot of times they'll come and do pickups too. So you don't even have to take it if you've got a large amount of stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Recently I just ended up getting new appliances at my house, and Habitat came by and picked them up for me. I didn't have to. They just, hey, yeah, we can use these. Next one, watch out for shady buyers, con artists. We always talk about scams and stuff on here. Sometimes they're going to offer to overpay. That's a tactic that they use. Beware of buyers who ask you to make transactions outside of the selling platform. And then people who want your banking information. All those are red flags. Avoid shipping the item until the payment's confirmed. Really big thing. I know people who have actually been burned on that in the past. So just make sure that you get your money before you ship it. Use tracking methods for shipments. And be extra cautious when making local sales. Some platforms allow you to meet up with people in your local area to exchange the item for cash in person. While it's really an effective way to sell big items and avoid marketplace fees, use caution when meeting up with strangers. Don't be quick to give them your home address. Instead, ask them to meet you at a safe place, such as outside your local police department. And in Murfreesboro, there's a place actually where you can go and you can make that transaction right there in front of the police station. So that's a really good place to go, or any place public. And it's always good to bring somebody with you too. I don't recommend going alone.
Yeah, I know the sheriff's department has a place that is in their parking lot, and they have security cameras that are always recording and that kind of thing. So it is an effort that has been made here in Rutherford County to have some of those safe spaces.
Yeah, absolutely. And always protect your personal information. Don't give away, not only your information, but that's why I say don't have people come to your home if you can avoid it. And if you do have somebody come to your house, make sure that you've checked them out thoroughly first, or you kind of know what you're getting into there.
All right. Anything else here in the last couple of moments that we have here, James?
Yeah. So really quick, BBB's Big Blue Bash is coming up, and businesses or individuals can sponsor that or get tickets for these events. At this event, the Big Blue Bash, we're also going to be presenting the Torch and Spark Award winners for this year. And actually, businesses can still apply for the Spark Award and the Torch Award. Those applications actually close in 2 days. So they close on the 20th. Spark Awards are for new businesses with the owner that's under 35 or been in business 3 years and less. And they're providing valuable resources and mentorship and growth opportunities to the community. And then, of course, the Torch Award is the pinnacle of BBB's awards. This is for people who've been in business for a while. They have a strong community program. They take care of their employees, and just so you know, United Communications was our Torch Award winner last year. And they went on to get recognized nationally too as a Torch Award winner.
Nice.
And we've had many businesses here in the past who have not only won locally here in Murfreesboro, but also who have gone on to win the National Torch Award program. A very prestigious award that businesses can get.
Let's see. I think it was 2005. WGNS was Torch Award winner. So that was
all right.
A long time ago.
Put you in the Hall of Fame.
It's been a minute. That is a pretty cool recognition. And so the Torch Awards and the Spark Awards, the Spark, you mentioned, do they have to be under 35 and also in business for less than that amount of years, or is it one or board?
Either or.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And the other thing too is businesses do not have to be accredited in order to apply for these awards. We've had non-accredited businesses here in Middle Tennessee who have won the Torch Award and the Spark Award over a period of time. So you can apply for those that way as well.
Where do you get to that? I guess it's on the BBB's website. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Surely.
Yep. go to bbb.org, and there's a place where you can apply for the Torch and Spark Award. I will forward an email to you, Bryan, if people have questions, or they can always reach out to me at jprice@gobbb.org.
Very good. All right. Well, James, I appreciate you spending some time with us. It's got me kind of in the mood to do some cleaning, but I'll be out of the mood by the time I get home, I know.
All right. Have a great day.
You too. We'll talk soon. That is James Price of the Better Business Bureau joining today. And thanks for being here yourself. Until next time, take care out there.